Hello everyone, welcome to Dread Gaming. I am Dread, and this is World of Warcraft. Today we're going to be going to Mount Hyjal. We are in the guild Bad RNG as always, and we will be running this on the Shadow Priest. First up in Mount Hyjal is Rage Winterchill. Rage Winterchill is a fairly easy boss, mostly just a tank and spank, with two major, or not major, but two very killable spells that he uses. One is Death and Decay, or D&D, and that will put an area of effect on the ground and deal damage every second while you're standing in it. Don't stand in it, you'll get hurt, you'll die, and people will yell at you. His next major effect is going to be an Ice Bolt, and he hits you with it, does quite a bit of damage, and then directly after that it starts dealing damage to you in a dot effect every second on the second. This can be escaped by using a PvP trinket, either the classic one or the WoW classic one or the TBC classic. I believe the WoW classic still has a 5-minute cooldown on it though. So, as we go through this fight, you'll see that it is relatively a tank and spank, and other than that, you just kind of have to pay attention to what's going on and don't stand in the D&D. So, this guy was able to drop a couple of pieces of gear for us, and he dropped the Blessed Animite bracers and the Chronicle of Dark Secrets. Next up on this was Aratheron. Aratheron is another relatively easy boss in the scheme of things. He does do a AoE cleave, which is relatively rough on healers, or can be. And so it does take a little bit extra tank positioning to make sure he's not going to be hitting anybody. Another big thing that pops up throughout the fight, he will bring in some Infernals. They'll land on somebody, and then they just get tanked over to the side. We have our Infernals tanked over to the back end of the encampment, and that seems to be the smoothest place for us to gather them and keep them there. We have our DPS, our ranged DPS swap over to those, most of us, and then knock them down, go back over to Aratheron, and continue killing him. Other than that, relatively tank and spank fight. Don't have to do too much. There's not a lot of movement, not a lot of running around, other than going after the Infernals. And other than that, one of the things I like to do is I will, after about the first 15 to 20 seconds, I'll go ahead and run Vampiric Embrace. This will help my healers out just a little bit more, making it just a little bit easier with them, especially because of that AoE cleave that he does that does knock down people pretty nicely. In this fight, we had a relatively easy time. We had no major issues across any of our DPS or tanks or anything, and it worked out really good. Let's see here. So at the end, this guy dropped a Blade of Infamy and the Pillar of Ferocity. We had a couple of trash drops on the trash before this boss. We had another Void Cloak, and we had a Fist of Molten Fury. Next up is Caustic Goal. Caustic Goal is mostly a tank and spank fight. His biggest thing is a Mark of Caustic Goal, which is going to take 600 mana every second for 5 seconds from each of the casters. This does affect you whether or not you can change forms and switch around and not have mana in that new form. This is a pseudo DPS check because you have to kill him before these marks are able to kill you, because if you don't have enough mana, 6 times 5, 3,000 mana, it will make you pop and you'll blow up everybody around you. This fight is relatively easy if planned correctly on your rotations. As a Shadow Priest, I typically run a rune and a mana pot, and then I run my Shadow Fiend, and then I'm usually able to run a rune and mana pot again. We haven't really wiped on this guy since week 2 of our guild coming in here, and then the first time we got to him, it was after a night of going through TK or SSC and then coming here with just a little bit of time. So we didn't do but 1 or 2 attempts on him. So this fight is relatively easy, makes for some fun loots, and other than that, you just gotta kill him quick and then get the heck out of dodge. In this fight, he dropped Leggings of Channeled Elements and the Sun-Touched Chain Leggings. So Asgalore is another pretty easy fight. He will send down a rain of fire on anyone that is within 30 yards. So the longer range DPS can actually stand outside of his casting area, but they can still get hit by the rain of fire if it's cast within. And obviously the cone or the circular effect of it extends outside of that. He also will cast Doom on you, and after 20 seconds you will turn into a Doom Guard. Doom Guard or Infernal? I'm pretty sure it's Doom Guard. This guy, other than that, really doesn't do anything, so it's an RNG based fight if you die. We do save our soul stones for people to get them. Yeah, it is Doom Guard. Hey, I was right. And other than that, it's really just kind of stand around, cast as much as you possibly can, watch your mana. We do tank all of the Doom Guards off to the side. We don't really DPS them that much. So we just put 1 tank on them. The rest of the DPS follows him around. And the main tank does drag him as easily as he can, or as smoothly as he can, away from everyone that might be getting hit by the rain of fire at the time. Other than that, this is another fight that I do run VE on, Vampiric Embrace, and this is just to help out the healers a little bit, because when the DPS gets hit with the rain of fire, it pretty much hurts. In this fight, he did drop us the design of Veiled Pyrostone, as well as the Glory of the Defender, and the Gloves of Forgotten Vanquisher, I believe ×2. After this, we had a couple of trash drops as well. We had a Chest Guard of Relentless Storms, and we had a Claw of Molten Fury. Last up in our Mount Hyjal run this evening is going to be Archermont. This fight is another very, very RNG based fight. You'll see me here. We ran in and I immediately got air bursted. I tried to run back in and immediately got basically waved away by fire. Tried to go around the fire and the fire despawned, and then I got feared, and then I ended up running further away yet again. So by the time I got back, the boss was already at, I think, 85%. So we this boss can definitely throw you through some loops. We are able to run some shamans in pretty much every group, and then we run fear wards on everybody that can't. We do run a fear ward on the main tank, and we have a rotation for that. But other than that, this is a patience fight more so than a DPS fight. You follow the mechanics of staying away from fire when it's about time to be it, for a fear to occur, and then if you get air bursted, to properly handle that air burst and not fall to your death. Other than that, you can use a PvP trinket to break out of the fear if you'd like. However, typically I try to save that for the oh shit, I'm actually going to run into the fire moments, more so than I got feared and I'm just gonna pop it. So other than that, once you get him down to, I believe, 10%, he goes into kind of like an evocation phase and stands there while you kill him the rest of the way. This evening he dropped the Mail of Fevered Pursuit, the Helm of Forgotten Protector, the Tempest Chaos, and the Helm of the Forgotten Protector. So he dropped 2 of those. And well, thank you for joining us in Mount Hyjal. Make sure that if you enjoyed this, you give a quick like below and you go ahead and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitch, and I will be streaming every Thursday evening and every Sunday evening. And you can also follow me on social media platforms. All the information is right down below. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.